Gen X. Okay, thank you.
Millennial
Now I know.
millennials, Gen Z is 18 to 22. Now, different platforms say it differently, but it's about age 18 to 22. Millennials are around
Mm,
age 22 to almost 39, which I think is a mistake because a 25-year-old is very different from a 35-year-old. But anyway, the
mm,
bottom line is, so I think that this slow love, I've looked through the demographic yearbooks of the United Nations, and they've got data on marriage and divorce from 1947 to 2011. And
mm.
as it turns out, every single year that I looked in all 80 societies, the later you marry, the more likely you are to remain together. And what we're
Yeah.
seeing is marrying later and later and later. And also the courtship is much longer. And what's really interesting to me is that the pandemic is slowing it down even more. You know, I'm as you mentioned, chief science advisor for Match.com, and every year I do a study with them called Singles in America.
Mm,
And we don't poll the Match members. Every year, I and my colleagues create about 200 questions. We get them out to a service. They collect the data. It's a national representative sample of singles based on the US Census. It's real. And our last study was last July and August, which is still really in the pandemic. And
mhm.
but I have data on 11 years. I now have data on. We ask about. We get data on about 5,000 people every year. We've done it for
Mhm.
11 years. We're about to start number 12. So I now have data on 55,000 Americans.